The Phoenix Suns selected Oso Igahbaro in the second round with the 40th overall pick. His name is Oso Igahbaro, but I like to call him Iso Igahbaro. I'm going to show you exactly why I call him Iso Igahbaro as I break down the film. I believe that Oso Igahbaro could be the Suns' secret weapon. And I say secret weapon as in Oso Igahbaro could be what the Suns have been missing, which can make them real contenders and not fake contenders. Listed at 6'10", 235 pounds, Oso Igahbaro gives the Phoenix Suns the prototypical big that they've been pretty much missing. I know they have Nurkic, but he isn't quite as athletic as Oso Igahbaro is. Given the fact that he has the height and the size, this guy can do a lot of things which will put a lot of defenders at disadvantages. I'm going to break it down just so you guys can actually see it. Shaka Smart does a really good job at identifying these bigs, and he gets them drafted. So if I was a big coming up in college or coming out of high school, I would try to look for somebody like Shaka Smart. He has a track record of putting these type of bigs in the NBA, like Mo Bamba, Jared Allen, Jackson Hayes, and Kai Jones. Kai Jones and Oso Igahbaro is kind of similar, even though I think that Kai Jones has a maybe more advanced skill set than Oso Igahbaro, but they kind of have a similar skill set. So I'm not surprised that he actually got drafted. Overall, I want to give my analysis of Oso Igahbaro at first glance from a few clips that I selected to show you guys. Okay, so this first play, I wanted to show you how skilled he is at ball handling. And being at his size and his stature, him being able to handle the ball is a plus side. This is why no matter how tall you are or what your coach tell you to do in the youth league, like middle school basketball or high school basketball, this is why you should always work on your ball handling, because at 6'10", this guy can handle the ball exceptionally well. I think this is something that could get him on the court much faster than him not being able to handle the ball, obviously. Okay, so he catches the ball, and what stands out to me is how he gets into his read straight off of a DHO. The guard is overplaying it, so guess what he does? He fakes it. Now he's able to get into his bag or get into his handle, which is extremely unusual for somebody that's 6'10". Now, the fact that he can put pressure on the rim at his size is a plus. Doing what he just did right there is something that you really can't teach unless it starts at a young age, which you have to have a feel for, and you have to have that feel of the game for him. And he did a really, really good job. And that's why I preach all the time. Work on your ball handling. No matter what size you are, it don't matter who you are, you have to be able to dribble in this modern day NBA. And as far as trainers and as far as coaches, we can no longer be okay with not allowing your bigs to handle the ball. Him being able to identify what's going on and actually put pressure on the rim. This is another aspect of that. You see the guard blitz out on him, but he's able to keep his handle alive and get into the paint and make that same move. Man, here's another clip of him showcasing his ball handling and bringing the ball up the court. Watch how he fakes this and then go right back to his left hand, which put pressure on the rim. Now that caused a foul on defense. This is something that I like as well too. Him being able to come off a screen, and now the play progresses with him catching the ball. By him catching his basketball right here, now he's able to operate again and showcase his ball handling skill. Look how he turned that down, get right back into the rim, put pressure on the rim, and finishing at the basket. Him being able to take whoever it is off the dribble makes defense a little bit scared of him. As you can see how they're backing up on him. And then now he's able to operate and get to a gap. And now he showcased his passing ability. That's another skill set that I believe that Oso has that I think can get him early minutes playing with the Phoenix Suns. He may go to the G League, but him being able to pass the ball, that is extremely impressive. That is a skill set that not a lot of bigs have. And that's what a lot of NBA teams are looking for nowadays. Bigs being able to pass the ball. It not only gives the coaches the opportunity to move the ball and not let the ball stick in one player's hand, but now you can do so much off of a big being able to pass the ball. Putting them in handoff situations, putting them in the post creates other opportunities on the backside for their best scorers or their best shooters to get mismatches, and now they're able to play with more of a flow. Watch how he draws too. Now with his good court awareness and court IQ, he flips that ball around to a shooter, right? Now, in the NBA, he has teammates like Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. That's going to be a cash shot, especially if he's able to get that matchup or win that matchup against more bigs or take the bigs out the paint. Him being able to do that is going to be really, really important as far as what the Phoenix Suns are looking for. And him being able to catch the ball off the pick and roll and being able to dissect the defense is extremely important. As you can see, he slips right into a short roll, catches the ball. Now watch how this play is developed. He has two options right here. But him noticing that the big is coming down, now he's able to make the right play. Now this shows his very good basketball IQ right here. So now he catches the ball, immediately diagnosed that that shooter is open. It's another part of the skill set I really, really like. Being able to push the ball in transition and come to an outlet pass. Now, I don't know how many times guards have to run to the ball to get the bigs out their hand, and now we can't get an early hit ahead or early action into our offense just because you don't have a big that can catch the ball off a rebound, outlet the ball, and now we in transition, or now we can get into an early set, which coaches like to call their early offense. That is extremely important. So to the casual fan out there that might see he grabbed the ball off the rebound and now he's hitting the head, what's so impressive about that? That is extremely impressive into a coach's offense. And when you start playing with the shot clock, you don't realize how many seconds that take away from us wasting 1 or 2 seconds by guard going to the ball, screaming ball, ball, ball. Now I have to bring it up and call the play. No, with the Suns' explosive offense, that's going to be a plus for them in the long run. One thing I didn't talk about, he's going to have to be able to make this jump shot in the NBA. That's way too much space, but the fact that he's able to pass the ball gives him that Ben Simmons kind of role. So the first things first, we got a backdoor cut, which is collapse to the defense. He immediately recognizes who's the open man. So now he hits in the corner. Once again, you're going to have Devin Booker. You're going to have Kevin Durant, Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal. You're going to have a lot of knockdown shooters that's going to be able to shoot that jump shot. I talk about his deficiencies, and I think a lot of younger bigs or a lot of younger, even guards in the NBA, they struggle with this. Not knowing what to do when you don't have the ball. Yes, Oso is an extremely good passer. He's an extremely skilled ball handler. He can rebound. He's athletic. But the thing that's going to get him on the court and that's going to keep him on the court is him being able to diagnose what's going on. Him not being able to sit on the basketball court for longer than a second or 2 seconds without cutting, screening, back screening, going into a handoff, going into a ball screen, or doing something that keeps him active. But I think that's something that can be taught. It's not a big deal, but it's something that he's going to have to grasp on. I would say at training camp, I would say in the summertime, he's going to have to get used to not standing around. That has a lot to do with Marquette running the offense through him. So let's look at this action right here, okay? He starts off on a lower block level right there. Now, he's moving out the way. Doesn't get a good action. Now look how long he gets stuck right here. He ends up being in a short corner, which hinders him. Look at him. Now watch the shot clock. It's going down, and now he isn't very productive on that play, and now it's just a blown possession, a missed opportunity. This is the very next play. This is the very next set. Watch how he catches the ball. He's engaged because he has the ball, right? Watch what happens when he doesn't have the ball, okay? He sets a ball screen. He doesn't really roll, which gives the guard many, many options. But watch what he does. Nothing in the way. And that's all because he doesn't have the ball. Not being active is very, very contagious. This is the very next possession of him not being active. Watch what he does on defense. So this comes from him not being active. One, he draws back on defense, which leaves him behind the ball. Most people say that's not his responsibility. Absolutely it can be his responsibility, because if he was to sprint back, with his athleticism, he's able to block that, I promise you. Energy is contagious. If you're not interested on offense when you don't have the ball, or you're not engaged on offense when you don't have the ball, guess what's going to happen on defense when you don't have the ball and you have to defend the basketball? You're not going to give your all. So you need to be high motor on the ball and high motor off the ball. If that's not what you're doing, watch it on the film. You look bad. A coach can easily diagnose who's the problem on defense. And if you complain about not getting playing time, you probably need to watch yourself on film. What are you doing when you don't have the basketball? Or what are you doing when you're not guarding the basketball on defense? All right, so now look at him again, right? Let's talk about that low motor energy, okay? He doesn't have the ball. Watch how engaged he gets when he gets the ball. Now he's able to move around. He's able to make plays. But watch this. Watch his energy again. Low motor, didn't roll hard because he didn't get the ball. Now look at him. He intends to be stuck. Stuck again. What am I doing? What am I doing? You kind of get stuck in no man's land. What are you doing? On that possession, there's a lot of things that I think probably could have happened. Okay, let's talk about the things he could have done on this possession. Okay, he sets the screen. Immediately right there, if he rolls hard, maybe the guard doesn't hit him, but it gives the guard something to look at. But he rolls kind of slow, and the guard makes up his mind to go somewhere else with the ball. Okay, what is he supposed to do right here? There's a lot of things he can do. He can communicate. Hey, you get out there, or how about I flash to this area, which can make me more productive? That's something that he could have done. Or he could have back screen right here. He just kind of stood there, let the defender get across. He didn't flash. He didn't show himself. He's not showing really hard. He's just not doing a lot, which can make himself more available and make himself way more effective when he doesn't have the ball. Having that IQ to move without the ball, move to a certain spot without the basketball, is something that we just need to teach more at the youth level. This is something that a lot of bigs struggle with, whether it's coming from college or coming from high school. A lot of bigs struggle with identifying what to tag, what to protect. And these are some basic principles that most bigs don't have. If you watch the best defenders in the NBA, and I'm talking about the 4 and 5 position and even the 3 position, they have a good idea of what to tag and what are their basic principles. Knowing who to help off of is a skill. That is basketball IQ, and that comes from film. When the coach said, hey, we can help off of this shooter because he shoots a 3-pointer at 25%, that guy shoots it at 45%. You know you can't help off the guy that shoots a 3 at 45%, but I'm more likely to help off the guy who shoots the ball at 25%. This is basic defense that a lot of college players don't understand, and a lot of NBA players don't understand as well too. And it shows their lack of film commitment. He gets put into an action where he gets stuck in a rock and a hard place, okay? So they go into a down screen action, and now check out Oso. The first thing he identified is the ball. He is correct. But one thing he didn't identify is the man behind him. This is a big mistake. Right here, you probably can stunt until the guard get back in front. But so you never want to overhelp to where you let the big be able to slip behind you. This is a big mistake. For granted, his teammate should be helping over in the tag position. He's guarded very, very well. He has time to allow that defender to get back in front. And now we have a big mistake. And now you have a big underneath the basket. And now because of this, he commits a bad foul. Here's a good example where he actually tags the roller. Okay, so right here, he's attentive to the ball. He's off the ball. He's helping over. Okay, that's a very, very good job because you have this big in the corner who's not a very good 3-point shooter at this time. So now they skips the ball to the corner. That's perfectly fine. You have to be okay with them throwing the ball to your man. You're not in danger at any point on this play. Now he's in the ball screen. He jumps out on that. Everything is covered. Looks great. Now he's able to get the rebound. Playing defense like this is smart because you identify what can hurt you and what can't hurt you. And as a big, you are the anchor on defense. So you really have to understand what can hurt the team, what can't hurt the team. What is my responsibility of being the anchor? I have to be the free safety back there. I have to diagnose every single thing because at the end of the day, my job is to protect the rim. If I'm 6'10", 235 pounds, I need to be protecting the rim at all costs. So I need to know what can hurt me on the perimeter, what can't hurt me on the perimeter. Once I know this, now I'm able to assess how can I protect the rim the best way. Ball handler's attack. The rim is in danger. So what does Oso do? He comes over to apply extra help, reinforce help. That causes him to skip that ball to his man. Nothing is wrong with that. You skip the ball to a big who isn't that effective out there on the perimeter. One thing you protected was the rim. You didn't allow that guard to think he can get in the rim and play one-on-one and be a good finisher. Okay, so he throws the ball to his man. That guy goes into a handoff. Now Oso is able to diagnose coming up on that shooter, which is great. That causes a whole relapse. Now, yes, this guy is wide open, but for percentage wise, that's a good shot that we want for the defense. Now what Oso can do, showcase what he does best. Hit the ball ahead. Passing the ball ahead is something that's very underrated skill. Not a lot of bigs can make these passes. Rudy Gobert cannot make this pass. Every time Rudy Gobert gets the rebound, you see so many guards sprint to the ball, 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 ball. He's not that good of a passer. Oso Igahbaro is a really good passer. So he hits ahead. They get into their early offense. Nothing's happened. Guess where he's at? Back calling for the ball. Watch this again. The more he puts the basketball in his hands, the more he makes excellent plays. The more he impresses me every time I see him get the ball. Marquette did an excellent job of showcasing his talent by allowing him to get the ball in his hands, having the guards play off of him. Watch how he analyzes the floor right here, okay? You want to be relaxed on defense? This is why you should work on your passing ability, and this is why you should work on your court awareness, because you can diagnose weaknesses in defense. You can catch defenders slipping if you're a good passer. He turns and he pivot and he noticed something. This defender is too low, but he's too low because he has to tag this offensive player right here. So this kind of puts him in a rock and a hard place. So Oso recognizes it, and guess what he does? Skip that ball right into the corner. Now that defender is at a disadvantage because he has to play out of a closeout, which is very difficult for defenders to do. Now, in the NBA, his teammates are Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Royce O'Neal. They all can make these plays. I think those guys are excellent players when playing out of closeouts as well too. Oso can manage to put all of his defensive woes, all of his offensive woes aside and actually work on his game. I think he would be a secret weapon for the Suns. Them having Bobo and with Nurkic, I think the Phoenix Suns may have the most skilled bigs in the NBA, especially if they're using them right. But I think that the Suns do have plans for Oso Igahbaro. He may start off in the G League, and that's okay. That's to get reps. That's to get run. I'm curious to see how they are going to monitor that situation. I'm curious to see how they're going to play him. But I just wanted to shed a little light on my film room, and I want to show show all of my subscribers and all my followers ways that you can be effective with the ball, why you need to work on your ball handling, and why you should study film, because it gives you the answer to the test. Do me a favor, if this video helped you out, make sure you leave a comment, like, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on all platforms at Drenchman Sport. We can talk one-on-one, discuss and break down, hop on a Zoom call with you. I appreciate all the support. I'm thankful for it. You can follow me at Drenchman Sport.